So I was at a small group gathering. We had our Christmas gathering a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of the month. Yeah, beginning of the month. And so there was regifting going on, and we were proud of it.
Why?
Because. Got rid of stuff.
Oh, okay. You cleaned out your closet?
Yeah. Why not?
Pair of Rob's old socks.
Regifting was encouraged, and I thought that was great. Now, we went home. We got a good gift on this one. My wife was able to acquire from somebody else, because I want to say steal.
Okay.
But acquired from somebody else who had the gift before us.
Yes.
And the white elephant gift thing that we did, a nice set of wooden Christmas trees, and they looked really nice.
Oh, fun.
And, different sizes. It tiered up. So there was that. And we wound up going home with butt cream. So that was a wonderful gift. Unused.
Oh, thank
Remember,
goodness.
I did say regifting, unused.
Thank goodness.
Which my wife was like, okay, no problem. I'll bring it to baby Grace, who's only a month, almost 2 months old now.
And she'll need that kind of thing.
Butt cream for the baby. Yeah, because that's for diaper rash stuff.
So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I don't mind if you regift me something, I am totally okay with that.
Can I tell you who is the master of regifting?
Who's that?
Scott Watson, our news guy.
What'd you do?
Yeah, Scott.
I'm a regifter,
Are you?
especially gift cards.
Yeah.
In fact, I regifted a gift card recently myself, and I'm not going to say who it is, but one of my kids' teachers today is going to get a gift card that we got as a gift.
Okay, they're going to know.
But you know what?
No names here.
One of
but
my
somebody's
kids'
gonna get one
teachers,
today.
if it's a teacher and they got a gift card from your kid, they know who they are.
But that's fine. She will not care, or he will not care.
Well, and here's what I like about this. Scott is passing this on to his children to regift.
What did
The
you do?
tradition continues.
Scott, what did you do? Did you tell her, oh, we got to find something around here? You just told me you want to take her a gift.
That was a last minute thing? Was this okay?
It was. I mean, we're like, okay, we've got different teachers, a number of them that we're getting gifts for. It's that time of year.
Yeah.
And we've got one that we kind of forgot about.
Oh, no.
And we had a gift card and said, hey, 2 and 2 together.
Use
Perfect
that
gift.
one.
You know what? He
Yeah.
or she might have ended up with the best gift of all.
Who
Gift
knows?
cards
Yeah.
are amazing.
Man, I tell you, that $5 to Circle K.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
I'm sure you've had either done one of two things. Very possible. It's very rare that this has not happened to a person, especially in America. In America, this is the home of the brave, the land of the free, and the place of regifting. Because it happens,
That
right?
is the slogan for the USA.
Yeah, home of the brave, land of the free.
Home of the regifting.
Home of the regifting. So here's the thing. You could be one of two people. You could have either given a gift that you received, or you were the recipient of a regift.
Yeah.
It happens. We got butt cream this year. Seriously.
You can't
the
say
diaper
Heine
rash
cream.
stuff.
Heine cream.
Whatever. It's butt cream. It says it. It
does say that.
BUTT cream.
It does say that.
It does. It does.
you're
So,
right.
and we're able to regift it to
Yes,
baby
again.
Grace in our family, who turns 2 months old in a week.
To a little Heine that needs it.
Yeah. So Lydia's here at 800-447-7234. What about you, Lydia?
I grew up in a large family, so I was one of 14 children. And so regifting really kind of has a special place in my heart, and I don't mind it because we were, as you can imagine, not full of money in our household. But we to each other and parents, we would find something that was a treasure of our own and regift it, wrap it up, and be so proud. And so that's a special place for me that I always remember, and we made it special nonetheless. So I just wanted to share.
I'm glad you did, and congratulations for surviving 14 siblings.
Well, I was just a kid. It's my mother that deserves the award.
True that. Where did you fall in the lineup? What number are you?
I'm number 10 from the top.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
On his radio.
Way to go, Jalem. What a kid.
Yeah, what a kid. He is a middle schooler in the Charlotte area, and I guess he started this maybe last year or the year before. He wanted to make sure that kids in his neighborhood got a good Christmas.
Come on, Jalem.
Right?
Way to go.
So he started doing things like he cleaned up the pool and he did dishes, anything he could, extra chores
Earn money,
to make
huh?
a little money. And then he was like, okay, now we're going out. We're buying some Christmas
He
gifts.
turned it around into gifts.
Yes, he did. He even calls his mission the 12 days of Christmas. So all the days that lead up to Christmas Eve, they are going to give back to the community. And he got his family involved in this.
Good
as
for
well.
Jalem.
I mean, he's going to need them. You know, he can't drive. He's an 8th grader, so he's got to have mom and
Needs
dad.
a little help. Yeah.
Needs a little
Get
help.
around town.
Yes,
It's hard to
and-
ride a bike around Charlotte.
Right?
A little busy with the traffic.
And as many, of the extra chores that he did, he really wanted to raise more money than that so he could provide even more gifts. And so they did set up like a webpage where you can donate, and the community has really gotten behind Jalem.
Oh, that's great.
I know. And that, at 12 years old, because I think sometimes especially when you're in middle school, it's hard to come out of yourself and see what's happening around you. But he saw a need and then just didn't sit there and think about it.
Hey,
He did something.
At 12, I was just thinking about playing soccer out in the backyard, and then I discovered there was young ladies, and so I wanted to date.
Right.
At 12.
Right.
I know, too young.
But I think Jalem has those same types of thoughts.
Oh,
you
no,
know?
he's got his priorities straight.
That's
He's
what I'm
helping
saying.
people.
Yeah.
Come on, Jalem.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
And this year, this time of year is always so special to me because this was the time of year that Jesus became so real to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, real. I mean, all the stories that you hear, because I grew up in faith. My grandmother and my mom always went to a church, but my mom did that because I was going to a Catholic school at the time, so she was getting scholarship for always showing up at church because she was a single mom. And so I always heard about it growing up. But man, when it became real to me, and it was this time of year, I'm like, wow, okay, now I understand why the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes lying in the manger. And now I understand the Virgin Mary. And all this stuff just became like, oh, so eye-opening. It was amazing. I don't know about you, but it was amazing.
Yeah, I got my relationship with Christ over the summer at a vacation Bible school, but I remember just hearing some of the Christmas carols and then it really stopping me in my tracks.
Right?
Really like the Little Drummer Boy. And there was a claymation that was a Little Drummer Boy, and I've always loved those claymation shows. And I remember watching that one as a 12, 13-year-old and going, oh, like that was real. Like, this is not just, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I mean, this is real stuff. Jesus is real. And it made such an impact.
Well, Scott, you were like, what, 16 when this became real to you?
16, yeah. And I remember that first Christmas, it was like a different depth, a feeling of Christmas and Jesus, and that relationship, I guess, was there now. And so, yeah, I just remember it just felt deeper that first Christmas.
Listen, I don't know what Christmas means to you. I mean, you probably stumbled on his radio because of the Christmas music. It's like, this is pretty cool. It's contemporary, and I love it. But we believe it. Seriously, we believe this stuff that you're hearing on his radio. And if you're like, okay, I want to hear more about this, I'm just going to give you a number that you can call, and I promise you, we're not trying to fish information from you so we can send you junk mail. That's not us. But just jot down this number or call it now if you want, and just ask, what is this whole relationship with Jesus all about? And they'll tell you. I mean, at least you can hear about it, And if you want to act on it, that would be awesome. But that's your choice. That's your decision to make. So here's the number. Just call it. It's 866-987-7729. That is 866-987-PRAY.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
We're hearing from Sydney. This is so great. If I understand this right, Sydney, this is going to be like your first Christmas since Jesus became so real to you.
We're first generation Christians, so I don't know what to expect. I think Jesus smiles when he sees stuff like that because, the kingdom of heaven belongs to those who enjoy it like children.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Welcome to the family too, Sydney, and how real this really is.
I love, when you have that personal relationship with Jesus, Christmas just hits different. It really does. Like, you understand why he was born, and it's not a fable anymore. It is real.
All I can think of is my experience, right? Because I can hear about other people's experiences and how it became real. But let me tell you, I was horrific. I was a kid living in the streets. I was awful to my mom. That's why she kicked me out. And so here I am, a kid in the streets, all strung out on junk, you know? I did the worst of the worst, ate out of dumpsters. And yet in all of that, Jesus loved me through it, died on the cross for me. And the whole thing about that babe wrapped in swaddling clothes lying in a manger, it's so real. And someone like me he took in. You know?
And someone like you and someone like me. And a friend of mine, her husband, I was at his baptism this past weekend. And, he's lived a little bit. He's not a young man. And I hate to say that if you're listening, but.
Yeah, he is now 24.
Right? But I would love to be there on Christmas morning when everything hits him and he realizes what Christ did for him.
And how fresh it all is.
And how different it is this first Christmas as a Christ believer.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
On his radio.
I'd say William is really smart. At 9 years old, he graduated from high school.
Wow.
Come on, 9 years old. And so now he's 11, and he's decided I'm going to poke some holes in theories of scientists most renowned as astrophysicist. His name is Stephen Hawking. And Stephen, if you'll remember, believed that God wasn't real.
Right.
Openly says that.
Adamant about that.
And so William's like, oh, yeah, he is. And I'll use science to prove it.
Yeah, he's 11 years old, wants to be an astrophysicist. He's done his research. Yeah, he says something had to exist. Something in the beginning had to exist to make everything fall into place so that the world and humans and animals were here. And I'm paraphrasing here because I don't speak science. But what he's saying is that thing that existed, that is God.
And he says faith is unquestionable. This 11-year-old. Go, man, William. Cool. He's also a son of a preacher, so he's had it in his life that this is it. The Bible is real. And he's like, you know what? I might be 11. I might have graduated high school, but I still believe that there is a God.
Right. And he's been raised knowing about God and having that relationship. But at the same time, he has his own thoughts, and he has come to the conclusion through research that God is real. One thing he said is, we know the universe has an age. It's like almost 14 billion years old. So almost 14 billion years old, there was a single almost particle. They call it a quark. I don't know what that is because I'm not a scientist, but he said something had to create that. It's God. He said you can keep going back and back and back. Something still had to be there to make what we know today. And that was God.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
On his radio.
What Liz is about to tell you, I don't really think I believe.
Why?
Because who would buy these?
Oh, listen.
For that much.
Somebody going to buy these.
Not for that much.
You
no.
rest assured.
No. Why?
Because
they're expensive.
Because some people have a whole lot of money and not a lot going on.
But why? Why buy this for this much?
I don't know. I guess if you really, really love genes, and this is your thing, and you're a historian, so there were some genes that were found in an old shipwreck off the coast of North Carolina.
Nice.
And they think the shipwreck is from 1857.
Okay.
And they think they found a pair of Levi's. They're button fly, like 5 button fly jeans, like Levi's makes. But there's no indication on these jeans that they're actually Levi's. But they're intact. Like they hold up really well. They've been sunken for all those years.
How old was the shipwreck?
1857 is what they believe.
Okay, so them some old jeans.
There's some old jeans. But I'm telling you, they look like something that one of the high-end fashion designers would literally put on their website right now and sell.
Sure.
For a couple $1,000s.
So, okay, so they're auctioned off?
They're auctioned off. The people from Levi says, these are not Levi's. But the people that
So
are
they don't
auctioning,
claim them.
They don't claim them. They were like, our historians here with the company don't think they're actually Levi's, and so there you go. But the people that are auctioning them are touting them as Levi's from 1857.
Okay, wait till you hear how much they went for.
Here's a price. $114,000.
So somebody bought what's not authentic or at least Levi stamped approved jeans that was found in a shipwreck.
Yeah. Which that part's cool. That you found a jeans that's, pair of jeans that's pretty intact.
To buy it for that much.
No, I would say
No.
I mean, I could see if you're a historian $114, but
$114.
I mean, you're going to pay that for jeans in the store today anyway. So
Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
There's no place like home. Rob and Liz in the morning, his radio.
You're talking about The Wizard of Oz, right?
Yeah.
Go figure, because Tampa, Florida just kind of took that for a little bit. There's no place like Tampa. Because there's two Tampas, at least.
I didn't know
there's
that.
Tampa, Florida. There's Tampa, Kansas. In Kansas, they have, well, let me tell you the population of Tampa. Not Tampa Bay, not the metro, but just the city of Tampa is over 300,000 people that live there.
That's a lot of people.
In this other Tampa, in Kansas, there's 100 people, period.
100,000?
100 people.
Just
100 people. Just 100 people.
Don't accidentally book going to Tampa, Kansas. when
Right?
you're
Yeah.
flying.
There ain't no Busch Gardens there. There's no bay or anything
Water.
else there. So here's the thing. Tampa, Florida reached out to Tampa, Kansas and said, we're going to fly you all in.
What?
All 100, and we're going to show you the town. From
is so
one
cool.
Tampa to the other.
That is so cool.
95 people said, we'll come. The other 5 were watching the town.
Yeah, somebody's got to stay here and watch all these
you know what?
houses.
Someone might drive through and want to get gas. They got to take care of them. And so they went and they showed them all of Tampa, went to Busch Gardens. I mean, did all this fun stuff.
That's pretty cool. Now, I don't think Tampa, Kansas is going to be able to reciprocate. First of all, the budget's not there. And where do you put 300,000 people?
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On his radio.
Oh, this was so neat at the ski resort in Maine. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio. 300 people dressed as Santa skiing down their slopes. And it looks so phenomenal when you see it.
It does, and it's so much bigger than even last year. They tend to do this, I guess, just about every year. And so last year it was just a little over 200. 300 showed up this year.
Well, hey, you hear, there's going to be the skiing Santas
I
slaying
know.
the slopes. It's something else.
Yeah, and I mean, if you've got a spare Santa suit, you might as well come out.
Oh, yeah, I got one in my closet.
Yeah, and some.
Wear it every year. I'm big enough.
Oh, stop. But I love that they do this as a town. I love when a town gets together and all comes together and does something so much fun like
And
that.
I wonder where everybody came from. Because this is 300 people in a ski resort.
Yeah.
So ski resorts aren't always in big, huge towns.
No, they probably just showed up from all over New England and, did their thing.
Yeah.
Which is super cute. And I mean, if I lived in that area, I would take the kids to see this.
Yeah, it would be fun,
Look at all the Santas.
Yeah, and look, is that the real Kris Kringle?